Carl's in the chair, I think. Cheers.
Oh, all right.
I'm sure your questions would be better, Gaz. You ready, Mike? Happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're going into this game. I'm not sure you could be in any better form.
Yeah, we've started well, to be honest. It's a credit to the players. Like I said before the season started, they came back in really good shape, fitness-wise. I think that's showing. It's the amount of work they do in each game, both in possession and out of possession, is a credit to them. And it's always nice when you say something and it kind of backs it up, because it could be a very easy thing to say, and people, the skeptics out there is, oh, he's going to say that, but at least you can see it now. You know what I mean?
Is this the strongest squad that you've had since you've been in charge at the club, or since you've been back as a player?
Look, it's early to say at the minute, because we're quite all right on the injury front, and I think I've said it before that the time we got to the playoffs, there was seven or eight of them that picked themselves week in, week out, and then it's hard to measure the strength of the squad then, if you know what I mean, because you're not having to change too many. You've got a steady squad, and I think last season highlighted it a little bit because we had a lot of injuries, and then it was more like 5 or 6 first team starters that were missing week in, week out, and that's, you take 5 or 6 out of Liverpool's team, they're going to be hampered. So it's it was a tough situation. It was a very frustrating one, if I'm honest.
I saw you last Wednesday against Watford. A fantastic performance. You look like the Championship side. Does that side pick itself for this week?
No, not necessarily. I've been trying to, be fair with people, give them game time. There's 1 or 2 who deserve to play. There's a couple that won't play, and I've got to think, for the future as well. The next few games, it's not just about this game now tomorrow night, and it is about the plan that we've got going forward. And I'll pick the team that I think A, can get us a result, and B, is the fittest, strongest team we can go with for that game.
Newcastle seem to be taking this competition a bit more seriously than some of the other bigger clubs. I mean, certainly looking at Watford's approach to it. Yeah,
listen, and why shouldn't they? They've got, I think Newcastle themselves have got a better squad this season, and they'll be looking at it as a chance to either get to a final or win some silverware. It is what it is. But you'd rather play against, the best team they've got, or as good as the best team they got, because you want to get a result against what you perceive to be their first team. And yes, it makes it harder, but it is definitely doable, because we've done it before in the past when we've beaten Leicester.
Well, you have done it before. You know exactly the challenge facing you. What you won't have this time, of course, is a full Rodney parade. I know you've spoken about missing the fans. They could have been a real boost to you tomorrow night, couldn't they? Yeah.
Listen, like I said, it's not just, the lost revenue, which we wouldn't get from the gate receipts, but it is the support. Everybody knows it can be a fairly intimidating place, Rodney Parade, when it's full. It creates an amazing atmosphere because you're close to it. And yeah, it is a shame that they're not there, but hopefully we can do them proud and they can watch it on Sky.
Yeah, and it's great for you and the players, isn't it? Getting yourselves on Sky. Are you slightly concerned that you've got the cameras there? There'll be a lot of attention on you, a lot of your players in form, and the transfer window's still open.
No, listen, there's nothing to do about that. Anybody who attracts interest from a club in a higher division are obviously doing well. I like seeing my players do well, but I'll be making sure that we're in no rush to allow anybody to go. So the deal would have to be right for the football club. I don't want to lose anybody. But if it happens, it happens. There's nothing we can do about it.
How concerned are you that you're not quite going to get to the end of the season with everything's happening with the pandemic?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get to the end of the season. I don't know where it was said that we wouldn't. I think the club have budgeted the right way, even over cautious, but that's worked out to be all right in the minute. Because of the delay in supporters coming back. So I think that they've done the right thing, and obviously with this money now coming from Sky, it's another boost to the coffers.
Sorry, I meant generally with the pandemic rather than the club. I hadn't heard that the club is it, yeah. But yeah, there's we know second wave, lockdowns, all that kind of thing. Are you concerned that could bring an end to the season early, or do you think it's going to be okay?
Well, if they do it now, I don't mind because we get promoted, I think. So yeah, let's get tomorrow out of the way, and then they can do what they want. We'll be up in League One next season, brilliant now. But listen, you wanna fill the season, you wanna finish, and you wanna be successful. The pandemic is here. Do I agree with everything that the government are doing? No, but that's a different story. Do I think they've done some good things? Yes, but look, that's a big whole new can of worms, and I don't really want to be opening it today.
No, that's another interview, isn't it? Can you fill us in on whether there's been any testing of your squad? I know Tottenham paid for Leyton Orient's testing, didn't they? Whereas Hull didn't want to take up tests. Was there an offer made to yourselves? Yeah,
it's compulsory this round now, and so it's been covered by the Premier League. We've all been tested. The results will be back this morning. So yeah, why wouldn't we? We've followed all the protocols and the procedures. It's a credit to our doc and our physio, who have been very vigilant in what we need to do and what we have to do. And it's a compliment to the players that they've all just got on with it, adjusted, and not made any fuss about this. So, like I said, it is what it is. You know, if you're not going to stop everything. But if we're doing the right procedures and the right protocols, then that will hopefully limit the amount of people that could get infected.
We've talked about everything that could take away some of the enjoyment from tomorrow night, but Newcastle United in the fourth round of the Cup, which I don't think Newport County have been in before. It's really exciting, isn't it? You must be really looking forward to it, despite everything else negatively that we just talked about.
Listen, it is. It's the world we're living in at the moment. Everything is negative. People much prefer to be negative than positive on the whole, which I never understand as long as I live. We got a game of football against a Premier League club tomorrow night, live on Sky, in the fourth round of the Carabao Cup, the furthest the club's ever got to. So why wouldn't we enjoy it? We're going to enjoy it. We're going to hopefully put on a good performance. And you never know, we could cause a big upset.
Good luck tomorrow. I'll be back in a sec. Someone's at my door. I'll be back now.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you all right?
Hi, Beth, you all right?
Yeah, sorry I was late. Teach me not to read my emails in the morning, eh?
Oh, God.
Carl, have you finished?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. With regards to Newport County and playing these big teams, you can never rule you out because of the history you've had. But how big a challenge is tomorrow night?
Well, let's not dress it up. It's going to be a very, very tough challenge. You know, you see what they've done to Morecambe last week. Who were in our league. They're taking the competition serious. I'm just glad it's at home, because it gives us that little bit of advantage in terms of home comfort, used to our surroundings. But they're Premier League footballers, they're international players. They won't care about that. They'll be giving it all. And Steve Bruce, I know, will be making sure that they don't take this lightly. And it's going to be a very, very tough game. Let's be straight about it.
I've heard the chef is cooking chili. Teams that arrive at Rodney Parade don't get treated any differently to the teams you normally play. Do you think that's a sign of, they come here and they maybe get overwhelmed by the fact that it is what it is there?
Well, I'm not sure. You'll have to ask the other teams that. Put it this way, I won't be having any of the chili. That's for sure. We'll stick to the healthy option. We know what's there. But it's look, what other teams do and what they think about Rodney Parade or Newport, that's down to them. I'm from Newport, and the only people I will really listen to if they have a little dig at Newport is people from Newport. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
And just how excited are you about tomorrow night? Because I know there's obviously no crowds and whatever, but like you said, it's on Sky and it is against a Premier League team.
I can't wait. For me, personally, going against Steve Bruce, I'm really going to enjoy that. I think he's always done a good job everywhere he's been. He had a fantastic career. As much as it was for the wrong team, it was for Manchester United, but he was a fantastic winner. So that's still in him. That don't leave you. Like I said, I've got a lot of admiration for Steve Bruce. For the players, it's going to be fantastic going against such an iconic club as Newcastle. We're renowned for their passionate supporters. And look, it is a special occasion for the football club.
Just one word on, if you don't mind, on Matty O'Brien. He's with me tonight on the 6th, doing something with this. But just a word on him, because I know he's still around the squad. Someone like him is great to have around, isn't he?
Mark O'Brien. Don't call him Matty.
I say Matty. Sorry.
Yeah. Listen, Mark's a fantastic lad. He's somebody who I've got a lot of time for. Somebody I've got a lot of respect for. And it shows how much of a good person he is that we want to keep him around, because he shows all the right attributes. He's give his all every time he played for this football club, and anybody who does that is that's good enough for me, because like I said, it's my hometown club, and when you see somebody who always give 100% for the club you love, then that's good enough for me. He's a great lad.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Cheers, Beth.
Mike, Phil Blanche here from PA. Hope you're well, pal.
Hiya, Phil. You right, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. You mentioned Steve Bruce there. I think you missed him at Wigan a couple of times. He was there either side of you. Have you ever come across him at all?
Listen, the only time I've met Steve was funny enough on a Christmas do up in Newcastle. I think he just popped to see his lad who was at Huddersfield at the time. Literally said hello. He was approachable, just a respectful hello. That's it. It was nothing else. He won't remember it, but yeah. I'm surprised I can actually, because it was the Christmas do. But it was.
You didn't get the drinks in, did he?
Pardon?
You didn't get the drinks in?
No. We were drinking water at the time. It was boring.
I bet.
But he was approachable. There was no air of arrogance around him. He was good. He's obviously keen to see his boy, so he popped over to see him, and that was it. We cracked on. We went our different ways, and that was it. But you feel like you know more of him, because the amount of times he's been on the TV, and the amount of clubs that he's been at now is a credit to the jobs he keeps doing.
Were you playing with Alex at the time, were you?
No, he was at Huddersfield. I just left Huddersfield.
Right.
So I knew a couple of the boys there. So that's how we ended up talking.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned the Sky broadcast fee, Mike. I mean, how important is that to you with what's going on in the world?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. And like I said, the club don't budget for club cup runs. So it's a nice little bonus, nice income for the club, and it's nice that myself, staff, and the players can play their part in putting some money into the club.
And obviously, you've had these amazing cup runs and cup games. But what do you actually put that down to? The fact you've just been cup killers really over the last couple of years.
Very good management. No, listen, it's we've raised our game at the right time. The players deserve the credit. They're the ones who go onto the pitch. They've taken on the information we've given them and the game plan, and they've stuck to them. Even against Man City, you look at it, 88 minutes gone is 2-1. There's not many teams in the land who were that close to them. Okay, we lost 4-1, but that's just the extra quality they had. And like I said, Phil Foden, that day I knew he was he's going to be a star. And I think everybody else knows it now as well. And
do you think the fact that you've got such a good record, Newcastle will be aware of that? It'll be in their heads a little bit?
Well, I said, look, you know, Steve Bruce is not the type to underestimate anybody. I think he showed that by the squad he took to Morecambe last week. He'll see it as a chance to get some silverware or get close to some silverware. So he won't allow him to underestimate us. They'll know all about us. But look, it is what it is. We want to play them when they're fully expecting what we can do.
Cheers, Mike. All the best tomorrow night.
Thank you. Cheers, Phil.
Mike, you said the squad had been tested yesterday or earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Was it all clear?
Yeah, well, we'll find out there this morning, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, you haven't had the results. I thought you said you'd had them.
No. But we had one. We all had one last week, and everybody was clear last week as well, so that was good.
Thank you.
All okay? All done?
Thanks, Mike.
Good luck.
See you later.
Thank you.
Thanks, all the best. Good luck.
Nick Townsend will be in shortly.
Okay.